I definitely strongly believe so. And I believe so that the politicians would be able to build on it and would create a larger framework for a much more political and far-reaching arrangement which will enable to turn that fragile ceasefire into the long-lasting stability, a framework which will also allow us sooner or later to address the issue of the territorial integrity of Ukraine in a proper way. That implementation has already started. Ukraine has ratified the agreement. We have agreed on the preliminary implementation of the part of that agreement while the ratification by the member states is going on. We have established the joint structure, or establishing the joint structure. Now what is extremely important is to turn this blueprint for reforms into the concrete action plan, because without that, Ukraine will remain a black hole. Listen, after the battle, everyone is general. I'm not immune to that. I mean, I see a number of the things I would like to do differently. But there was nothing to avoid what we have seen in Vilnius, or what we rather have not seen in Vilnius, the signature of association agreement. I think what has happened at that time was the mixture of the pressure from Moscow with President Yanukovych clearly favoring the chance of him being re-elected for the second time as a president at the expense of signing the association agreement with the European Union. I'm glad that you're asking what I think should be rather than what I think it is going to be. But I think the ambition should be high. And the ambition should be twofold. First, it should be for the first time to addressing the integration of integrations, I would say, to discuss and put forward the bold proposal for the relationship between the European Union and Eurasian Economic Union to help us to find or establish the framework for finding a solution. Of course, conditioned to the stability on the ground. The second goal, second ambition rather, is to find a way how to address one important issue which we owe to our partners, and it is to address their European aspirations. I hope that the member states will be courageous and bold enough to find the best possible way to show not the membership tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, but the light at the end of the tunnel. I think there is an information war going on, not only in Ukraine, but also in the rest of Europe. I have said a couple of times, and also in the European Parliament, I'm on the record, that this propaganda is actually more dangerous than the propaganda as we used to know it was coming at the time of the Cold War. Why it's more dangerous? Because it's not anymore limited by the Iron Wall, as it was the case before. And second, it's mobilizing this time. It calls for action. That's why it's dangerous. Now, I consider it extremely important not to fight a bad propaganda by even worse propaganda on our side. Absolutely not. I think we should, nevertheless, not to miss an opportunity to tell the truth where the other side is saying only half of it. And we should help all those outlets, media, televisions, radio, newspapers, who are willing to fight for the objective information through some kind of informal network to strengthen their capacity to do that, to strengthen their ability to fight the propaganda coming from Kremlin. Extremely important. Without mobilizing the civil society, without addressing these issues we're discussing, without sort of coming back to the values and principles of liberal democracy, we could hardly be successful in countering and facing this menace.